3 chords. C lays the format for a million and billion songs. Good morning, Wayne Sorbelli here. Having a cup of coffee and warming up my hands on the ukulele fretboard. Alright. Well, you start from the very beginning with this lesson. A lot of people ask me, very often actually, how do you hold these little things? I mean, I don't see any place to tie a strap. People can put a strap on them, put a little peg on the back, put a little thing over here, it goes around your neck, or traditionally, they hang around your neck like a necklace and come from under the guitar and clip on the sound hole here. What I consider to be one of the easiest ways to hold the ukulele. That part of your hand, your arm right behind your hand, rest up against the back of the bridge, kind of like this. And then that is what holds it up against your body, as well as right here, inside of the crotch of your hand. Okay? And that is a comfortable way for most people to be able to manage the instrument. It'll freeze your wrist up for strumming, and it leaves your hand free, your fingers free to move. Now, when you start getting to where you're making more of like a guitar player's chords on there, you may hold it more over here and a little less with this hand. But at first, I think it's quite all right to hold it with your hand down there. Kind of like, see how that looks? So that when I'm doing a chord, and then I'm changing to another chord, of course, the more you do it, the easier it gets. Holding it mostly over here, like this. Okay. We produce the notes by pushing the strings up against the fretboard. One at a time is called a note. Anytime you're playing more than one at a time, it's called a chord. So if you just hit the C note, that's just a note. If you strum all of these, it's called the C chord. 3 most popular chords, C, F, and G7. So that's where I start with this little video here. The C, first of all, just talk about how we learn the ukulele. Oh, that's Ollie. He's our cat. So how do we learn the ukulele? Well, by learning the language, then by learning the information, and then by practicing the information, applying it. So let's learn about the way that we talk about the ukulele. The strings are named by number, 1 starting furthest away from our face while holding it and playing it. So the first string of the instrument would be this one, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. This is the same for a guitar or a bass guitar or any stringed instrument. The first string is furthest away from your face while holding it and playing it. The strings can also be named by the note that they're tuned to. In other words, this can be called the G string because it's tuned to a G note. G, C, E, A. Good children eat apples. Okay? Now, the way we number our fingers is not like a piano player who may say they have 5 fingers on one hand, or a guitar player says they have a thumb, or just the letter T, and fingers 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Index, middle, ring, pinky. So the frets are named by number, starting at 0 being no fret, and then fret 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. First chord, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 1st string, C. C. The next chord is F. 1st finger, 2nd string, 1st fret, And remember, we're using the very tips of our fingers. We're not pushing with the flat side of our finger. That's wrong, incorrect. Using the very fingertip so that not to bump adjacent strings is the correct technique. That's an F chord. Then middle finger or finger 2 on the 4th string or G string on the 2nd fret. You see, my cat is very interested in my ukulele lessons. Well, that's okay, kitty. You can say hi to everybody. Okay. The 3rd chord that works most commonly and very well alongside the C and the F chord is the G7. So to go from the C chord to a G7 chord, the easiest way to remember is to slide that 3rd finger back to the 2nd fret from the C chord. Then add your 1st finger in on the 2nd string above it, your middle finger or 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. G7. I love the G7 chord. Using the same fingers every time that we make the chord creates a muscle memory. And that means that our hand kind of memorizes the move for us, so we don't have to think as hard to do it. Kind of like when we write a word, the or and we just think the word and our hand kind of spells the rest of it out. We don't really have to think of each individual letter after a while. Well, the skills on the ukulele or guitar are very similar, I find myself. And that, so if we make the chord the same way every time, then we memorize it quicker, and that opens up the time for our minds to explore other things, like little notes that go between it or whatever is up and coming. Well, now that we're all stuck inside, staying safe, self-quarantining, basically to try to stop the spread of COVID-19 virus. Evil COVID-19 virus. Evil COVID-19 virus. I am going to be putting some ukulele and guitar videos together so as to spend some time in a constructive way and connect with some friends on the internet. Thank you very much. I'm Wayne Sorbelli. I love the ukulele. I love the guitar. I spend a lot of time on the fretboard. I'm very interested in it and love sharing and talking about it, and most recently love making videos about it. So if you think that you like that content, please smash that like button, subscribe please to the YouTube channel, and share the videos. That would be helpful. These are tailored to beginners mostly, people that are just starting out, stuck at home, not much to do, had one of these things laying under the bed, for 10 years, 100 years, 110 years, and time to blow the dust off and start doing a little plank spanking. Those 3 chords, C, lays the format for a million and billion songs. Have a good day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. I'm playing some ukulele in my backyard with my new little friends here, Eeny, Meeny, Miny, and Mo. Let's see here now. We're at a chicken song. Hey chickens, come on, don't you like the ukulele? Let's see here. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Well, that was me and my little chicken friends. Stay safe, everybody. And remember, have a good time while you're staying in. Evil COVID-19 virus. Evil COVID-19 virus. Okay, touch that ukulele, play your guitar. Oh, and have fun.